Hello everyone, hello. Look, it's new. The Hypster, the Hyper Chaos module circuit designed by Fritz, but it is put out by NLC, nonlinear circuits. The 4 lights indicate the state of the 4 output channels. And yes, there are 4, and then the bottom 4 jacks are just inverses of those signals. So you got the outputs and their opposites, and they are arranged from lowest to highest because I was actually able to find some pretty good information about this one. X is plus and minus 3 volts. Y and Z are plus and minus 5 volts. All of them are bipolar outputs, and U is 10 volts. So U is pretty hot. That's a pretty wide range. Anyway, you got 3 controls. You have rate, which is pretty self-explanatory, and you have gain and damp, which I am not sure really what they do, but they change the fluctuations of the signals. And then you have CV inputs for those 3 parameters with an attenuator on each. And there's a fine-tune knob for you to do minute adjustments to frequency, because this will go from like 5-minute cycles up to audio rate. And it's not random. They follow regular patterns, but it's kind of it's wiggly. It's not like a simple LFO. Then you have these switches. You can choose curly or squirrely, mild and wild, and I don't know really what those mean either, but they do change the shape of the output signal. Now here we go. Let's find the right cable. I will plug in X because that's the 3 volt. That's the quietest signal, and turn it up over here. And that's the Hypster's audio rate signal. Messing with gain changes the pitch as well as the timbre. Damp. And then I can make it wild. This sounds actually less wild than what I had. And let's make it squirrely. Ooh. And then with CV plugged into the rate input, you can kind of make it track volts per octave. I've got Mux Slicer over here running a sequence, and I have the Lifeforms SV1. Let's get the oscillators tuned. Well, that sounds pretty good. That's an interval. We'll use it. Here comes the sequence going into Lifeforms. And here is the sequence coming into the Hypster. You have to monkey with it a little to get it set. When I was testing it, I had it pretty close to volts per octave, but you have to sit there and monkey with it, and I doubt that would be very interesting for you guys to watch. So there it is, the new thing, the NLC Fritz Hypster. And I think next I'm going to incorporate it into a patch where I use these modulations. So stay tuned. Alright, here we go. Fritz is in control, and channel 1 is triggering T-Kick, channel 3 is triggering Hat, channel 2 is triggering 2 HP Snare, which is also new. There's the Hypster. This one, positive X, is going into Meso, where it's being attenuated and is affecting the decay time of Hat. Negative X is going way down here, where it is affecting the position of microburst. Positive Y is going all the way over here, where it's affecting the morph parameter of plats. Timbre of plats is being affected by this LFO. I wanted something that was moving at a different rate, because all of the outputs of the Hypster are related, kind of like using vector space. They're all related, so I wanted something that was moving differently. Okay, now Z, positive Z, is going into the squid axon that is being clocked by that clock. The white one, the one that's moving faster. One of the outputs from the squid is being attenuated here and going into this the Barton Duo quantizer, where it's controlling the pitch of plats. The other squid output is modulating the filter of the Lifeform's SV1, which is playing the bass line. It is receiving pitch CV from Muxslicer that's being clocked by that slow clock. I am using, let's see, the accent output, which I'm multing, and it is pinging the left side of Hat and the right side of Snare. And I didn't mention this last output from Hypster is going into Meso, where I'm mixing a little bit of it inverted with this signal that was modulating Hat, and that mix is modulating the snap of 2 HP Snare, which the snap is the amount of white noise that's mixed with the like sine wave dunk that is the main tone. It's based on the classic TR-808 snare with a little bit more flexibility. What else am I doing? Oh, this top clock right here is going into branches. One branch is gating the Lifeform's envelope. This branch here is going into divide and conquer to depopulate it even more, and that's triggering plats. And this last branch is going over here and is triggering the 4MS, which is playing like an actual sample to cymbal strike. And the output trigger from that, well, the end trigger, every time it plays and it comes to an end, it sends out a trigger, and that is clocking the 4R, and that random voltage is coming back and determining the start position, so it's kind of drifting around through that sample, so it doesn't hit in the same place each time. And with there being a decay on that cymbal, it gives it sort of a dynamic so it doesn't strike as hard each time. Now let me just stop talking for a few seconds and let's listen. Yes, indeed. Well, there you go. The NLC Hypster Ian Fritz, a modulation source, and I think that's going to do the trick. Anyway, thanks y'all for listening. Thanks to my patrons for paying for everything. I encourage you to check out my Bandcamp if you've got the time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.